Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Me and my friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, gifted crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there. Hello out there. We've got tons of people that tune in from all over the place, and they all love to craft. And that's what we love to do here today. So let's just say good morning to everyone that's out there. I see people from Alabama. Good morning, JBL. Good morning, North Carolina. I see Crafting on a Dime with Shay Shay. I see Cindy Ball, Jackie Hallman, Flo. I see Jenny Owen, Sue. Good morning, everyone. Joyce Adams, Lisa Lilly from Richmond, Illinois. Good morning, good morning. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. I see, Quilting with Harriet says it's raining out there, so it sure is a great day for quilting. That's for sure. When it's rainy, that's the best time to be indoors. And there's our friends from Canada. Good morning out there. And if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and we just host these daily sessions because we love to craft. And we just absolutely love to do everything here with quilting, sewing, knitting, crocheting, any kind of craft. We like to kind of play around with all those crafts, do demos, and show all kinds of fun things. And we do all kinds of great things together. Good morning from Ohio, Barbara. Good morning, Marie. Good morning. Awesome. Okay, we've got the crafty Puerto Rican here this morning. Good morning to you. All righty, I think you guys are getting all settled in. I see you're chatting away on the chat, which is awesome. We have a fantastic community. So if you're here for the first time, pop your name into the chat and say hello, because we have a great community that will welcome you. And we like to help each other out in case you have any questions, you get stuck on something, need some help with something. We're here for you because we like to really kind of do this all together as our little community and share everything with each other. So just a reminder before we get into anything else. So I will be leaving tomorrow with my mom, going to the Sewing and Quilting Expo in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Yeah, this one right here. Can't wait. Lots of fun. I cannot wait. But because I'm not going to be here, we do have a special birthday for tomorrow. And definitely we want to say happy birthday to Faker McFakes. Her birthday is tomorrow, so we're gonna be celebrating it a little bit early. Woohoo! So let's break out that birthday cake and get all of the goodies out, because it's Faker McFakes' birthday that we need to celebrate with. And it's just an awesome place to be. And you know, I hope you have a fantastic day. Yay! Mr. H says happy birthday too. I hope you have a fantastic day. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do. I might kind of just put some little Facebook pictures or whatever I can do on our way there. Our flight is pretty early, so we do have to go down, pick up my mom, then go back up to the airport. So lots of moving around tomorrow, so I know I won't be able to stream in the morning. And then I get to my sister's. We've got some stuff planned to do, and then we're off to the expo. So lots going on. I'll try to post here and there. So if you're in our Facebook group, you know, just keep out for that. I'll keep you updated there. And then I'm going to take lots of pictures and videos, and we'll put it all together, and we'll show you guys everything on Monday. So lots and lots of fun. So Faker McFake, I hope you have a fantastic birthday. And if it's anyone else's birthday, let us know, because we want to know if you are having a birthday or any kind of event. Oh, Crafting It with a Dime, which Shay upgraded her membership to Gifted Crafter. Yay! Thank you so much. I hope you love it and have a fantastic time. There's a bunch of videos out there. You can go ahead and catch up on those, and we're going to be bringing in more content for that membership. So thank you guys again. Yay! I see everyone wishing him happy birthday to Faker McFake. Yay! I'm so awesome. That's great. Okay, so yeah. Don't make me cry. 28 looks good again. Yeah, I'm sure. Of course, 28 is every year, right? That's a great year. Why not? Okay, so we've got all the birthday wishes out there, and I'm hoping, you know, if you guys remember, if you have a birthday or any kind of event or anything that you'd like me to shout out, just let us know. You can fill out the forms. You have the links below. You can send me an email, put in a comment. We always read all of those. So any kind of way that's easier for you to communicate, just go ahead and let us know about it, because we'd love to share it. Okay, let's see. Before we get started, we've got to do our toast, right? So go ahead and grab a cup of whatever it is you have in the morning. You know how it goes. We have no judgments here. Water, tea, soda, you know, whatever it is that you drink, go ahead and raise that glass. Of course, if you don't have one, I always will provide one for you. So let me pour you a drink, and go ahead and raise your glasses for another fantastic day. And I'm wishing you guys a fantastic week, since I'll be traveling, hoping I have safe travels and lots of fun. There's so many memories to create this week. It's going to be a fantastic time, and I'm so excited to see all the things that I'm going to be able to share with you guys. So here's to you guys. Hope you have a fantastic week, and I hope you have a fantastic day as well. So raise those glasses and give yourself a little swivel. Oh, yay! Cheers. Yes, everyone, water for you too. Yeah, I have to have my water in the morning. So my sister asked me yesterday, what do you want for breakfast? Because she's like looking to see what she's going to have. I'm like, I got to have my water. All I need is your fridge and some ice, and I'm good. Got to have the water. And then after that, we can talk about anything else, because it's all up for grabs after that, right? But got to have that water in the morning. I'm going to take one more swivel here. Oh gosh, that just feels so good in the morning. Okay, gets me going. Yes. All right, so a couple of things to talk about, because one thing that you guys asked me about, and it was at my mom's, and we got it back. Yay. So this is the yarn holder that I was talking to you guys about. Had to kind of go to my mom's, and she was all done with it. So I thought, let me bring it back. Did order her one, so she's got one of her own now. Yay. But this is the yarn holder that I was talking about, that I like to kind of use as I use my machines here. They kind of help to hold my yarn so they don't get all tangled up, and it works really well for me. So basically what I do is I just take this little skein here, and of course when you're putting it on a yarn holder, I typically like to take it from the inside. You can still do that too, but if you have it on the yarn holder, you can also take the skein from the outside, and that kind of works well either way because it's being held up by the spindle. So all I do is just kind of put it in through the middle and just let it go, get all the way to the top till you find your little point. And there it is, just squish the yarn down and then just put it on the little magnet and it's gonna hold it for you. And then as you pull the yarn, it's gonna rotate and go around and so it won't get all tangled up. And it kind of just holds it really nice for you off to the side while you're doing your machine, and it doesn't cause too much tension. So it's easier to kind of pull without it getting all tangled up. So yeah, you love your yarn holder. Yes, I do too. This is one of my favorites. So yeah, I kind of missed it when it wasn't here and I really needed it, but I was glad to kind of get it back, and now my mom has one. So no more back and forth trips for this thing. It's staying put. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that as we do today's project, because today we're going to be finishing up our scarf. And I want to just kind of, let me put this over to the side. I'm going to take this off for now. And I'm going to put this over to the side because I've already gone ahead and done the 200 rows. So we are good to go. Now I wanted to kind of make a note.
Nancy,
Yeah?
how hungry?
Oh my goodness, I forgot. I'm so sorry. What kind of a host am I? I'm sure you guys are so hungry and I totally forgot.
And
Okay.
we have birthday cake.
And we have birthday cake. What was I thinking? I was so focused on our project, I completely forgot our snacks. Okay, we did our drink, we've got our toast. Let's go get our snacks. And yes, we've got birthday cake. So it's okay to have birthday cake in the morning, right? I mean, why not, right? So, okay, let's go grab our snacks. Everyone get up and stretch. And we're gonna drag our little food cart. Can we get our food cart rolling? There she is. Okay, we've got our food cart. It's got all of the yummy things. Yes, I'm so sorry guys with delay on that, right? We've got the cookies, we've got the croissants, we've got pancakes, eggs, and bacon in there, and don't forget that birthday cake. But we also got healthy stuff like carrots and kale, and we've got all kinds of things in there. We've even got some strawberries in there. So if you're a little strawberry lover in the morning, we've got some fresh for you in there. So go ahead and grab all of your snacks, and I hope you guys are in your cozy little spot because I just went on and just was ready to go. All right, yay. I know Mr. H has to keep me in check because, you know, I get so focused into what I'm doing, then I forget about my snacks. Yes, we've got to take care of you, and we've got to make sure that you guys are good and comfy. And now that we've got all our snacks and we've got our drinks and we're in our comfy spot, we are ready to go.
A big slice for Faker McFake.
Yes, Faker McFake will get the biggest slice. He gets the first slice and the biggest slice, and with the little candle on top. Yay. Alrighty. I'm not sure what kind of birthday cake you'd like though, but if we've got all kinds of flavors, chocolate, vanilla, we've got it all. Carrot cake. I mean, there's all kinds of cake out there, so just pick what you want. Alrighty, yay. So now we're ready to go. I know I was kind of missing something, but I was just excited about the project. So let's kind of go into our project now. So when we left yesterday, I went ahead and I wasn't thinking about the type of scarf that I'm doing. So there's different types of scarves that you can do. There's scarves that there's one that I do that is the one that I started to do here, not even thinking about what other kinds of scarves. But if you want scarves that have two end to ends that are closed, then you would normally start with some waste yarn and then you would go ahead and put the yarn on here. But I went ahead and I was doing a scarf that I do that doesn't have an end on one side and has an end on the other. And it sounds a little bit weird, but I'll show you what I mean in the end so you'll be able to see it. Oh no, you have to skip the coffee and snack this morning because you have a doctor's appointment and you had to fast. Oh no, don't worry, Jenny, we'll save you a piece. No worries on that one. You can have it when you get back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go down to here. So as you can see, and maybe I can turn my machine so you can see my little donut over here. We've got about 200 rows of me just rolling it up down here so it doesn't touch the table and my tension stays nice and even. And you can see on the top of the machine, we've got this nice knitting going on here. My counter says 200 rows, so I went ahead and did 200 rows. Remember, the cast on is not considered a row. I start the counter after the cast on, so it's the very first row that you're actually knitting and turning on here. So I always like to start my counter on 99999, and then I cast on, and by the time it comes back it's already at 0, and then I can just go ahead and start cranking. So a little habit that I do for me. So now that I've got my 200 rows, and I do 200 rows, but you can do a little bit longer. It depends how long do you like your scarves. I don't want it that long. I'll show you what this comes up to, and then you can kind of adjust if you want to have it a little bit longer. But I'll get you going at least on this one here. So here is our knitted row at 200 rows. Now, I started off knitting here, just casting on with the yarn. Okay, so the beginning of my scarf is going to look similar to a beanie, and just minus the pom-pom off, obviously, right? So the beanie, if I kind of move the pom-pom out of the way, you see how it has this little circular movement to it, right? So my scarf is actually going to kind of look like that on the end, only because the type of scarf that I'm making is going to require that, and I'm going to create a little loop with a little button on it to be able to pull that together. The other side of the yarn, which is the side that I'm finishing right now, I'm going to throw in some waste yarn, and it's going to allow me to have this kind of a opening, right? So what I'm going to be doing with my little crochet hook is I'm going to be closing this up completely and then removing the waste yarn. And I'll show you how to do that. It is pretty easy. Can get a little confusing, but if you take it step by step, you'll be just fine. So here we are at 200 rows. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab my little snips, and I'm going to go ahead and snip my yarn. Okay, all done. And this is what's left. This was one scheme of these, right? This was the yarn bee. This was one of these. This is 200 rows, and this is what's left. So you can probably make something small with this that's left over. So we'll put that over to the side. And this particular scheme has about 300 yards. So more than enough to make your scarf. Okay, now if you're going to make a whole set with a beanie, then I would suggest you get one more. Oh my God, Nancy is going to make me add on another craft. I want to make a hat now. Yay, awesome. I mean, these are just so easy to make. Oh my God, you can make so many of these, and then you can, I mean, the Grinch hats, those are so much fun. I have one laying around here. So we did a whole Grinch thing. That was a lot of fun. I mean, you can do so many colors and so many things. You can make handbags. You can make so many things with this. Little teddy bears, you know, I made snowman, I made a bunny. I mean, and there's just so much, so much you can do. I mean, gosh. lots and lots of stuff for kids and adults. So, okay, so we've got this all cut up here. And then what we're gonna do now is bring in our waste yarn. So waste yarn, you're wondering what the heck is waste yarn? Well, waste yarn is just scrap yarn. It's just, you know, leftover yarn. Like if I wanted to, I could use this as a waste yarn. It's just leftover yarn that, you know, either you have extra of, you don't really need, and whatever. You just need it to be long enough to make a couple of rows on here. I'm just using this one. Now, the thing that you want to know about waste yarn though, is depending on the yarn that you have on your machine for your project, whatever color it is, you know, if you're doing a multicolor, or if you're doing a white, a black, a yellow, a blue, you know, whatever color this is, you want your waste yarn to be a contrasting color. Because the next step that we're going to do after we take this off the machine with our crochet hook, the more contrast you have, the easier it's going to be. So I will show you when we get to that step, but I wanted to kind of let you guys know that, because it is super important that it is a contrasting color, because it allows you to really see what you're doing. So what am I doing with this? So I'm going to go ahead and open up my yarn feeder, and I'm going to remove the yarn that I just clipped off, and I'm going to throw it down in the middle. Now I have it wrapped around the last black needle here, and then I'm going to insert my waste yarn, and I'm going to put it in the yarn feeder and just close the loop. Now, important to note, my yarn is in between my black needle and my white needle. That's where my white yarn is, and that's also the same area where my waste yarn is now. They're both in this same area, okay? Really important to make sure that you have both yarns in between those two needles, okay? So they're both, whoops, they're both in this area right here, okay? These are where my yarn is, and that's both of them, okay? Make sure they're both in this same area. Then what I'm gonna do, now that I've closed this off, is I'm gonna just give myself some slack here. And all I'm going to do here, and I could use my yarn holder, all right? Now that I got it back, I got used to putting it on the table again. So I'm going to just grab this here, and you just have to leave a generous amount, nothing too much here on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and grab my two yarns here just to kind of hold them secure, and I'm going to go ahead and crank. And this is how you would change colors as well. And then after the needle has gone down, just give it a little bit of a tug, just slight tug there to make sure that it's nice and secure. Then you're just gonna hold on to your waste yarn, and you're gonna give it a couple of rows. And so I'm just going ahead and I will start turning, and you're just gonna keep cranking just like you would any other project. You're just going to keep on cranking to get that new yarn in. So this is kind of the same method you would do if you want to change yarns. Let's say I wanted to make this a red and white hat, or, you know, a red and white scarf, or, you know, anything that you're making, you want to just change the colors on. That's how you would change your yarn. Okay, and then you just start going ahead and cranking. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going on this. And I'm going to do, it's nothing exact. You can do about 5 rows, 7 rows. Some people like doing 10 rows. I think I'm going to do probably about 7 rows, and that'll be enough. I just need enough for the machine to kind of take it in, and for me to be able to see that contrast. And you'll see that coming up on the project here. And you'll start to see my project here is now starting to show a little bit of the red coming in on the yarn, right? We've got the 2 here. You can give it another tug if you like. And then just kind of keep going. Let me give myself a little bit more slack here. And let me move this over to the side here. Okay. And let's just go a little bit more. And again, checking on my bottom. I don't want it touching the table. Try to keep keep track of that little donut that you have underneath, right? And let's see, I've got about 206 rows. I'm going to do one more. Waiting for that black needle to pop up. Oop. Give it a little more. Should be coming up, and there it is. Okay, so there is my black needle again. I'm going to go ahead and grab my red yarn. And this is the fun part about using waste yarn. I'm going to go ahead and snip this off. Okay, so now I don't have any yarn attached to my machine. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open my yarn feeder and I'm going to hold on to that red yarn, your waste yarn, right? And now we're going to go ahead and start cranking away. And as we crank away, the project is going to start to release and come off of the machine. So let's do that. It's going to be hard for me to hold on to this. Here we go. Here we go. And you see how it's releasing? Isn't that so much fun? Oh, Crafting on a Dime would show you sent a gift membership. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, let's see who received it. Oh, Barbara received it. Oh, congrats, Barbara. That's awesome. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's really sweet of you. Okay, so we are ready. We've got one more piece here that just stayed on the needle, and that's fine. We just kind of lift it off. And so this is what we have. We've got our little donut. We've got the little red waste yarn, and you see how that kind of looks a little bit weird. So let's pull this to the side because we are done with the knitting machine now. We've already completed this. We're almost there, guys, and I'm going to show you what you have to do now. So I'm going to unroll the donut here, and you're going to see how long. So this is 200 rows. Like I said earlier, you can change this if you want to have more rows. You can. It's totally up to you how long you want to have it. So this is what it looks like right here. So it's kind of like waist height, I guess, if I were to put it here. See how it kind of just comes right here. So nice short. If you want it a little longer, you can. But this is kind of the height that I like. And I think that's, you know, pretty good to have. I didn't want it to make it too long, but you certainly can if that's what you like to do. Now, first thing that I like to do once I take it off the machine is you got to give it a little bit of a stretch. So I have it folded like this. You can just take it and then just stretch it this way. Stretch it, and what you're doing here is kind of setting the stitch, right? And you want to stretch it lengthwise, but you also want to stretch it widthwise as well. So give it a nice little tug. Don't be afraid. It's not going anywhere. Go ahead and give it that tug. And so you have, basically have a really nice scarf right now, and you can see the stitches on this are absolutely beautiful. You just got to kind of stretch it out, get it nice and set. So I like to kind of do that a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so on the scarf, we've got two openings here, and this is the type of scarf that I'm doing. So for me, I have one side that has the waste yarn and one side that does not. If you want to make a just plain scarf and maybe put like fringes on the ends with them both closed on each end, then you would start with waste yarn and then you would do the 200 rows and then you would end with waste yarn. So both ends would look like this, right? But if you're making the scarf that I'm making, which is just the one with a loop on it, then you would just start with no waste yarn on one side and then waste yarn on the other, okay? So the side that does not have any waste yarn, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to find our end, which is right here, and you're just gonna go ahead and start to pull on it, and it'll start to gather. And you see how it kind of gathers there, so you just keep pull, 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 and it'll start to gather, and then you just kind of fix it along and then continue to pull. Okay, until you can't pull anymore, and when it's completely gathered, and it creates that little crown, like, right? So when you pull it on here, you've got that little crown. Let's go to the desk cam so you can see the little crown that I'm talking about. So see that little hole? You've got the little crown here. Let me see if I can put my hand inside and I can point it out to you a little better. Okay, here it is. So here is the end here, and you've got, as you continue to gather, you get this little hole here, which is, I call it the little crown. It looks like a little star almost, because the way it gathers it kind of creates like a little starfish almost, right? So if you pull on this, this is going to be the end that we're going to be using to do the little loop. So this side is not even going to show. So I'm going to add a little piece to this. And then the other side, which is the side with the waste yarn, and let me just lay it flat for just a second here. So I want to gather this up. I'm going to look for the end of my waste yarn, and I'm going to try to lay this flat just so I can lay this end completely flat. There we go. Okay, and no worries on this side just yet. So now let's focus on the other side. We've already gathered that one up. Just set that to the side. We'll come back to that later. And now we're going to come to this end, which is going to have this weird kind of thing here because we've got this waste yarn on here. And I want you to pay attention to something over here. So I'm going to bring it over to our desk cam because this is the important part that you need to understand here. So this is our knitted project here, right? Then we added our waste yarn, and you can see we have about a row here that is red, and then you're going to see another row here that is white, which is our project yarn, right? Then the rest of the stitches are all red. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be picking up this row right here that is in between the red, right? This one's like right in the middle. You've got your red, you've got your white, and you've got your red. We're picking up this white right here, and we're going to be joining that together. And the way you do that is just kind of by lining this up here. And so if you kind of just lay it flat, kind of, right? And you'll see that the stitches will naturally kind of line up with each other, right? So if I kind of move this down, I can kind of move these over, and you can see these two stitches are lining up with each other. Those are the two that you're going to pick up, and we're going to start to crochet all the way across here until we get to the very end where the waste yarn is. Okay, and you'll see here, this is, and let me grab this little thread here. This is where our waste yarn began, and this is where our working yarn ended, right? So this is where we added the actual yarn. So this is where we want to end up with. So we'll stop here, and then we'll kind of just lay this flat and line up all the stitches. Now, another way that you can do this is you can count each one of these bumps, right? We have an Addi 46 pin needle machine. So we're going to take half of that number. We've got 46 pins, half of that, right? We're going to take that, and you're going to get 23 pins. So 23 and 23 is 46. So if you count from here to here, or from here to here, you can count 23 of these bumps. You're going to end up right back in the beginning here, and that's going to be exactly where you're going to start. So you can count it back. Now, if you're using the Centro machine, you've got 48 pins, right? So you're just going to take half of that. So you're going to be 24 on your end. So either way, whether you're using Addi or Centro, you're just going to take half the number of however many pins you have on your machine. And then you're just going to line this up together. And it can get a little confusing, but just focus on a small part, right? Just start all the way here on the end and just work your way down. So I try to line up this side here because that's where I want to end up. And so if you kind of lay them flat, they kind of naturally just kind of go to each other. So if I lay these here, you can see they kind of just line up on their own. And so you just kind of keep going down. They're lining up here. And I could count them if I wanted to, but I just don't even count them anymore. I just go ahead and just start. Because either way, it doesn't matter. Wherever you end up, you can easily pick it up. Now, this is what you're going to be doing. Take your crochet hook. You're going to pick up those first 2 stitches here, right? And the first thing you're going to do is just grab the 1 loop and just crochet it. Just bring it in. Okay. Then you're just going to grab this next loop that's right next to it. And you're going to pull that one through. Just pull it through there. Then you're going to grab the top one. And you're going to pull that one through. And you're going to keep doing this over and over. And I'm going to undo so I can redo it again so you guys can see that again. So we'll start over here. We've got our first 2 loops that are lined up. So we've got this one here and we've got this one here. Just pull that one through. Okay, then you're going to grab the one right next to it and you're going to loop that in and you're going to pull. You've got the 2 loops on your crochet hook and you're just going to pull that through. Then you grab your top yarn and you're just going to pull that one through. Okay, and then you're going to keep going all the way across. So now you just grab your next one, grab it and pull through. Okay, and if you need to, if you're not like a crocheter, you can kind of use your hands to help you. So if you got them both on your needle here, just grab this loop with your fingers and you can kind of pull it up and then pull that through, right? If you're a crocheter, this becomes kind of easy for you to be able to just kind of hold it and then kind of just pull through like that. But if you're not, feel free to use your hands to help you, you know. Grab it like this, get them both on the needle, pick this one up with your fingers, and then just pull it right through. Okay. I hope you guys are catching that. And then you can kind of see here, you can move this with your fingers. You just want to make sure that you're pulling this yarn through here. And you're just pulling them through. All you're doing is securing that. And in the end, once you do this, you're going to end up with, and I'll kind of keep using my hands so you guys can see. We'll do it like this, and you can pull that through, right? And one of the things you want to make sure is that you don't skip a stitch. So don't go from, instead of picking up this one, you go and you pick up this one, because then you'll be left with a little hole and you'll have to kind of undo it and go back again. So try to make sure that you pick up every stitch, right? You can pick it up like this if you want to pull that through. And then you can pick up the bottom one and pull that through, right? And the way you can do it, if you're trying to not use your hands, you can pick up the yarn, grab the yarn underneath the hook there, and then just turn your crochet hook and pull it through. That way it won't get caught up on the yarn, right? Again, picking this up here, grab it on your hook, and then just turn it, you know, or use your fingers, whatever you have to do to get it through this yarn right here. Okay, just pick it up and you can just pull it through. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way across. So we're going to keep going all the way across here. Okay. And hopefully this helps you guys. So this is how you would kind of lock this. And you're going to see something a little magical once we're done and we get to the other side. And what we're going to be doing is removing the waste yarn. And it's pretty cool how you do that. So I am picking it up here and you are pulling it through. And don't worry about tension at this point. It gets a little tighter as you get to the end. It gets a little harder to kind of pull it through because you don't have as much space. And you can see here, right now, it's kind of loosey-goosey. We have a lot of space here. And so you can easily pull it through, but as you get towards the end, it gets a little harder. So then just pulling that through. Now let me just check. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. Because this, once you get this in the beginning, it kind of feels a little awkward. But once you get this, whoops, I almost lost a thread there. Once you get this, it becomes really, really easy to do. And you'll do this in no time. But, you know, it can be a little frustrating in the beginning because you've never seen it before and you get a little confused, but you definitely can do it. Let's see. So we do a slip stitch. Yes, Barbara, this is a slip stitch. I didn't want to do all the technical terms. I know people can get a little afraid with that, but yeah, it's a slip stitch in the beginning. That's really all you're doing here is just slip stitching this. This is what's called the slip stitch. It's not an actual, you're not grabbing yarn and creating a stitch. You're just slipping it into another stitch. Thus the term slip stitch. So that's kind of where that comes from. But again, if you're not a crocheter, you can pick this up here and slip it over there. Okay. But if you're more comfortable with the crochet hook, then you can. Okay. I'm going to kind of move over this way because my arms are kind of hurting from doing it over here. So let me just finish this up really quickly. It's kind of hard moving it over in the dust cam and doing it over there because my arms don't reach that far. So we are almost done, and I'll just give my arms a little break and then I'll bring it back in just a second. I'm going to try to finish this up really quickly here. Let's see. Also, you want to be careful. Sometimes you've got, like, you know, the 3-ply yarn that you have. Make sure you're bringing all of the, bring it over so I can show you what I mean. Make sure you bring each ply. So this yarn has, and let me see if I can pull it up. It's got like 3 strands on here, and you want to make sure that all of the strands are being pulled and you're not leaving any strands behind here. Okay, so if you kind of pull these apart, you're going to see I've got at least 3 plies right here. So you want to make sure that you pull that in. Okay, and then just go ahead and go through the next one and the next one. And then I'm sorry guys, my arms are kind of hurting. All right, we're getting towards that end. Let me get to the end so that you can see the last piece here. And this is where it can get a little fuzzy here because you're getting towards the very end. And so here we are. We've got this piece here. Then we're looking for our next white one, which is up here. And you see kind of it's starting to unravel a little bit, and that's totally fine. Don't worry about that at all. Here's the 1, 2, and 3 plies. This is what I wanted to show you. See how you've got 3 little strands that make up that yarn. You want to make sure all 3 of them are together and you are pulling through all 3 of them, right? Just make sure one doesn't get left behind there. And then let's see, do we have any more out here? I think I have one more stitch to do, and it's hiding in here. Let's see. Yeah, I've got another bump here or there. Here we go. See, they kind of hide when you get towards the end. So you got to just look to see. Whoops, not that one. Okay, here it is. Here's another bump that was hiding in the background there. So we want to pull that one through. And let's see if we've got any more in the front. I think we're pretty much done. You can just kind of pull these out of the way. And then you can kind of see what other ones you have. And I see one kind of lurking in the background here. And we're going to pull through that one. And then I'm just going to keep pulling. That was the very last one. And you can see that you're on the last one because you'll see your yarn right here on your project. Can you see that? As I pull, it's going to be coming off. And so I'm just going to pull, 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 pull until it comes through. And so what have we done here? So you can see here, if I go back and tug on it, you're going to see that now my project is completely closed off. Okay, it's completely closed off here, and you give it a nice little tug, and it's all the way to the end. So what happens now? What about this waste yarn? Well, some people might actually like it and maybe want to leave it on there, but we're going to go ahead and take it off. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to come towards the end here, and I'm just going to pull on my waste yarn, and it is just going to unravel all the way around. And let me just grab, if I can find the end of it here. There we go. So this is kind of the fun part where you get to see it all kind of disappear. So I'll just leave it down and just continue to pull, pull, pull. And you can see all of this coming off. As I continue to pull. And here's like the last, on the last row, it gets a little harder to pull. Just keep on pulling. And then just kind of give it a little tug. And then just keep pulling some more. And you'll start to see all the stitches will just disappear. And then your yarn will just kind of fall off. And so there you go, voila. You've got all your waste yarn, and you can reuse this waste yarn over and over again on other projects. So what do we have here? We've got the nice finished side. See how it's nice and finished there? And so you've completely closed that off, and it looks fantastic. So this is what I mean when you can do two different sides, right? So you have the one side of your scarf where it's completely closed off, and now it's up to you on how you want to do it. Lisa says, that's so amazing how you do that to get your waste yarn. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? You just kind of pull the thread. It's a lot of fun, and you see it kind of disappear, and then you're left with this, right? And so a nice closed end. Can you do both sides like that? Yes, absolutely. So you can do both sides that will be completely closed off like this. And then what you can do here is you can add some fringes. So if I wanted to, you know, different color yarn, or you can use the same yarn and add some fringes here and then kind of cut them off, and you can have the fringe there. Or you can do a little crochet here on the end. Super simple, that you can make a little curl type here. So that's another thing you can do. What I like to do is just kind of, I'm going to have this, and I'll probably do a little crochet on the end here. Just nothing special, just maybe a little single crochet going all the way across, and then just kind of do an increase and then a little bit of a decrease, and I kind of change it up until I get to the end. So little things, there's all kinds of different stitches that you can do. I have like a whole crochet dictionary of different stitches that you can make with this. But then on the other side, what I'll be doing on this side here, because what I'll have is just one side showing, and then the other side will be looped. And so what I'm going to do with this side that is not closed like that is I'm going to kind of create a loop and kind of loop it to here. So there's a little tiny piece that I'm going to do on my small Addi, and it creates like a little bit of a loop. And then I'm going to go ahead and loop it onto here. And so it'll be kind of a little loop, and it'll kind of look like this. Now, I had a few of them, but I gave them away. And then I had another one, and I gave that one away. So I don't have a sample to show you, but it's super, super easy. And I'll have it for you on Monday, because it'll take me just a few minutes to make the loop. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I will show you the complete finished project on Monday. And we can use our small Addi machine that's behind me here somewhere. And we're going to use the small Addi just to create that little loop. And then we'll be all done with the project. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like. But you can see here in the end, all it's going to be is a little loop like this. And so you'll have this scarf hanging down on the end here, and I'll have little fringes, or I'll put something on the end, maybe a little crochet here. And then on this end, I'll have this looped, and it'll be a little loop that this will be attached to the loop. And then it's going to kind of just loop on the end here. So what it does is kind of covers your neck a little bit more. So in those people who are in those really cold areas, the neck is really what you want to cover and make sure it stays nice and warm. And that loop provides you the ability to do that because it kind of can pull it up and hold the scarf in place to keep your neck nice and warm. And then you have the little flap coming down on the end. Another thing you can do, you can actually do some knockdown stitches, maybe make a nice little design here on the end and maybe kind of put their initials or something on it. Super cute too, right? Definitely would love to see that one. So that's something else that you can do, but it's so easy to make these scarves, guys. Oh my gosh. So easy to do. So we'll continue to do little things here and there, and I'll show you some stuff. I do have some videos out there on scarves and beanies. So if you want to check those out, there's all kinds of different ones. These are all techniques that I talk about in those videos as well. So you can see a lot of that going on as well in there. Alrighty, let's see, any questions? This would be a fast, pretty Christmas gift. Yes, absolutely. And you can make like a set, right? You can do like a matching beanie that goes with it, right? You can do that and just call it a nice set with the hat and the scarf. You can make so many things. Oh my gosh. I mean, I can go on and on if I were to bring out all of my projects. I love the loop look. So much easier to style and wear. Yeah, it is. It is. I really like it. Yeah, everyone can do the traditional scarf with the little fringes on the end, or you can do the crocheted edges on the end as well. You can do that. A lot of people do that look as well, but I really like the loop look because I like that it's more practical and you can kind of, adjust it as you go. Thinking about getting the machine for my granddaughter. Oh, that would be awesome. That'd be a great Christmas present. Just saying. Yay. Marge Neal, I am creating zip bags today for my daughter's birthday. We'll post later. Oh, yay. I'd love to see that, Marge. Awesome. So much fun. So many things you can make with this. But, with this, you can add the embroidery on here. If you wanted to add something else, if you are a crocheter and you wanted to maybe add some additional things on the edging on the long side as well, you can do that too. But you can have so much fun with this edges right here. I mean, you can literally just take your crochet hook and add on either contrasting colors, or you can do the same color and then just add some kind of crochet onto the bottom of this. So that would really, really make it really nice to just kind of add something here on the end. And it's super easy to do. I have to kind of just do a video with me really up close, just making the edge, and maybe I can try to do that. Excuse me, got a little tickle in my throat here. Let me know if you want me to go ahead and do something, a little small video, just me crocheting the edge here like this, because there's so many that you can do. And let me see if I see my little book here. I've got the granny square one. No, I don't have it on this shelf. I have it on my other shelf, but I'll show you the book that I'm referring to when I get back, because there's just so many things that you can do with this thing. It's really, really gorgeous, makes great gifts. You can make them in no time. I mean, the 200 rows doesn't take that long to do. If you want to use the drill, you can use that too. That makes it even quicker. But they're quick gifts. They're really beautiful. They're very practical, especially if you are up north, and you can use these definitely as you go along. And then they've got such a different variety of yarns that you can pick from, all different colors, and you can use one that has contrasting colors that really make it nice too. My granddaughter is my crafting buddy. Oh, awesome, Joyce. That is just a great memory to have, That's really beautiful. Georgetta said, yes, crochet on the ends would be great. Awesome. Okay, awesome. I was thinking of pom-pom on each end. Excuse me. If both ends were the crown way, that would make sense. Okay, so you're saying... I'm so sorry, guys. I have this tickle going on. So if I take this end, right? Yeah, it looks like the little crown, right? Looks like the little hat. And she's saying, put the pom-pom on the ends. You can certainly, so I'm going to slip the hat right underneath so you can see what that would look like. Wouldn't that be cute? Little pom-pom on the end of each scarf. You can certainly do that too. Super cute. Lynette says the purse video would be great. Okay. Okay. So I wasn't sure how much yarn stuff you guys would want to see. I know we've done sewing, we've done quilting, you know, and now we're doing knitting. So I didn't know if you guys were wanting, you know, a big mix. So this was kind of like a test to see if you guys really like to see some of the yarn projects. And we're going to keep mixing it up. We're going to go back to quilting. We're going to go back to sewing. We're going to just switch it up all the time just to keep things fun. But definitely we can do some videos, and I can do some more videos out there and put them out there so that you guys can see really step by step how to create these projects, because they're so easy to do. So now that the weather's getting a little cooler out there, I know these projects are a lot more practical and people want to give them out as gifts. So I'll try to do a couple more. I do have another one out there. I think it's called the Infinity Scarf. And that's a different type of scarf that you can do. And that one is just like the title says, Infinity Scarf. So it's basically the scarf just keeps on going. So it's like one big wrap all the way around and it's all connected. And so you kind of just pull it over your head. So that's another one that you can do. And I think I did that like on a striped type of yarn. So it's got different colors. It makes it really pretty. So that's another video that is out there. And that one has a lot of close-up camera shots on that one as well. So you should be able to follow that one along. But as with any video, just go ahead and let me know if you have any questions on this stuff. Okay, yarn. Yay, Heather. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So, I mean, it's the season for it, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll do a few more, but we do have some quilting projects and other stuff too. So who knows what I'm going to come back from that expo with. So, you know, I'm definitely on the lookout for a lot of things. Yeah. Yeah, I think Mr. H is a little bit nervous about me going.
Very nervous.
Yeah, he's a little nervous about me going to the expo because, you know, I really get a little crazy out there. But I love the expo. I love playing with all the machines. And, you know, who knows? We'll see what I can come with. I'm going to try to be good, but, you know, we want to find some new techniques. I'm going to see if we can find some new tools, some new things out there that's going to help us along. Keep my eyes and ears open. And I've got some classes that I'm taking, and most importantly, taking my mom for the first time. I'm so excited to see her expressions when she sees how this expos runs. I think she's really going to love it. So it's going to be so much fun. All righty, let's see. Awesome. Oh, Faker McFake, she's got her office all decorated. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, Faker may fake, I hope you have a fantastic birthday, and I hope you're able to kind of celebrate the whole week through, right? Because birthdays doesn't have to be a birthday. It can be the whole weekend, right? Why not? You came to work this morning and oh my goodness, my office is so beautiful with birthday treats and gifts. I feel so special because you are special. We are all special here on this channel. And I hope that each and every one of you feel very special because you're all special to me. And I want to thank you guys all for all of your support. You guys are just amazing. Barbara says, Nancy, enjoy your trip and spending time with your mom and sister. Yay. Thank you, Barbara. I'm really excited about it. And so I will leave you guys. Let's go over to our inspirational quote of the day because we're just about on our hour. And I won't be back until Monday, so I want to make sure you guys are kept busy. So work your Addi machines, work those Centro machines, get those quilting projects done, and share them on Facebook because I'm going to be on the lookout to see what you guys are up to. Making sure I'm keeping you on your toes. All right, let's get to our inspirational quote of the day. So today's quote of the day is, time is always well spent when your hands bring joy to others through crafting. And that is true for any kind of craft that you do, whether it is sewing or quilting or knitting or crocheting, any kind of craft. Maybe you do some decoupage. That's a lot of fun as well. Have a couple of videos on that. You can make some beautiful plates with that as well. But there's all kinds of crafts that are out there, all made with our hands just to make other people happy. And I think it's so amazing to do that, and so much fun when you share that joy with others. So thank you guys all for tuning in. I really appreciate all of your support, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Once again, happy birthday to all the birthdays that are out there in case I missed your birthday. To all the birthdays, happy birthday. Have yourself a great week, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.